Hey everybody, what is up for another episode of Blast from the Past Reviews? This is episode 9, I think. That's what I put in the title. I'm not 100% sure if it's right, but I put it there, so we're going to stick with it. This
it's only
week
9?
I think it's only,
Sorry.
well, of the movie reviews themselves.
Oh, right.
Not
okay.
including the just chatting. Yeah. 9 I'm pretty sure 9 movies so far. I'm sticking with it.
But sometimes feel like we've done more. I don't know why.
Yeah, right. I think it's because we do the just chatting in between, so it's been longer than 9 weeks for sure that we've been doing this show. But
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out after the stream, and I'll actually look at the playlist and see. Maybe we've got like 2 episode 9s in there or something. Counting hasn't always been my strong suit. I can do math. I can't count. 1, 2, 5. It just gets me.
How do you do math if you can't count?
They're not entirely linked, I can do math as long as I don't run out of fingers and toes. So, 19.
Okay. Yeah. Good job. Good job, Steven.
Yes. We got some newcomers here in the chat. Wanted to say hi to everybody here real quick. We've got a Firefox. Great name, by the way. Taco Sensei rocked out. Also, it took me a minute to realize who Taco Sensei. I was like, that's a weird name for Ivan. But then it clicked. It was like, oh, Mexican Taco Sensei. Great name. That's awesome.
Oh, I didn't even explain that to you. I'm just like, that's Ivan.
Yeah. It's like, I get it now. Great name. But glad to have you here, Firefox. And we have a Heron in the chat. Always good to see you, Heron.
Hi.
Always glad you're here. And of course, Helvercat, don't step on the keyboard. No, wow. I know you help.
She's really clinging to tonight. This is funny.
She is. She's needy. She like this sometimes. Let's see. Binary Recoil, another newcomer here. Glad to have you. Just finished an hour of 10 pounds on each leg, 17 and a half on each hand. Trekking. Man. And he's asking, how's your cold?
Oh, I was telling him in the chat, we're talking about, shots of whiskey and hot sauce and broth.
Dude, what are you doing? She's being a meanie.
All the things.
Oh, yeah. Bone broth and, just snort some hot sauce or something.
It works.
Oh, looks like Heron's also feeling a bit under the weather.
Everybody needs to get better before Orlando.
Right? That's the important thing.
Seriously.
Yes. Oh, yes. Chicken noodle soup. When I was a kid, whenever I was sick, I always wanted chicken and stars. Campbell's Chicken and Stars, which, thinking back on it now, is like the worst version of chicken noodle soup because you get like no noodles. It's like these tiny little stars, and it's Campbell's, so there's like nothing to it anyway. Yeah, it's. I've definitely grown out of it now. I can't even have like Progresso anymore. Like Liz,
really?
My wife makes soup. Like it's not hard to make either.
It's not. It's super easy.
It's super easy, but she'll make like the broth and everything for it. Like she'll sit there and boil a carcass and get the broth. And it's ruined me for other soups. Like I have to have homemade now. Oh, and ramen, the Bachelor special.
Guys, I can't eat ramen because it has gluten in it.
That it do. Yeah, just...
I can get a pack of ramen that's gluten-free on Amazon for about $3, $3 to $4 a package.
That defeats the purpose of eating ramen.
Right?
You
it's
eat
supposed
ramen
to be like 99 cents.
Yeah, it's, it's supposed to be a nickel a pack. Yeah. Oh, and Duck Dangerously. Wanted to mention Duck Dangerously added a Twitter comment to the tweet I put out for the show, saying that Silver Bullet was another one of his go-tos. Yeah, Silver Bullet's a great one. I do quite enjoy that film, especially Gary Busey in Silver Bullet is amazing as Crazy Uncle Red. All right, I got to move this helper cat. She's... There we go.
Like she's trying to climb through the computer screen. Like, I don't know.
Something like that. Like, I'm trying to read stuff and she's just like, you can read through me. Let's see. If you've never gained immunity to a microbe, it takes up to 28 days for the immune system to... Yeah. I don't want to say... I don't want to keep this going, not because I disagree with anything you're saying, Binary, but because YouTube is very specific about their medical information stuff you're allowed to put out. Yeah. So
appreciate the comment, though.
Yes, thank you. Oh yes, lots of people talking about red peppers, bowl of ramen, crushed sauce, red peppers.
Yes.
Okay, so I will give my home remedy since everyone else has given theirs, because it's not going to fix getting sick. It's not anything like that, but it will help clear you out. It works to help clearing me out every time I've ever done it. I boil a pot of water on the stove, add some mint leaves to it. If you can't get mint leaves, mint tea, peppermint tea is actually really good to it. So basically just boil some peppermint tea bags on the stovetop and get it to a full rolling boil. Set that down on like a hot plate or, a hot pad or something on a table. Lean over it. And I do it sitting down. Lean over it and take a towel and drape it over your head. So you have like this little mint sauna that you are in, just completely immersed, and breathe in, even if it's really difficult to breathe in and you're doing like one nostril at a time with just a little bit coming through. That's how it usually goes. Like you're sitting there just trying to get the one nostril to work. I'm telling you, it will clear you out. Seriously, have a trash can sitting next to you because you're going to need it. I'm not even kidding. It will help to clear you out. It has worked every time for me. It's not a fix. It's not going to get rid of anything, but it will get things moving. Let's see.
My sister's... Oh, I've never heard of that. Meat goreng? Is that a tea or a soup or a hot sauce?
Know. I'm afraid to Google it.
No, my sister does a tea, and she will boil orange slices, lemon, ginger, but then she will throw garlic in there.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound like it would go together, but I know garlic does have a lot of
it does.
Yeah, a lot of what is it? The antioxidants or whatever it is. Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you. Let's see. Yeah, Heron definitely not pregnant.
Thanks, Heron. I think somebody was like, something you should not do if you're pregnant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the chat.
I'm sure. Let's see. Oh yes, Duck Dangerously. Thank you. The Steven Simps rising up.
Steven was sad last week because nobody was simping for him.
I didn't have.
Anybody new here, if you want to simp for Steven, it would make him feel really appreciated inside.
It's perfectly fine. I work off of validation of others. I can't function without it. So thank you. Let's see. Oh, we have a Daniel in the chat too.
Daniel.
Magana and Stevie. If we were an 80s soft rock band, I feel like we would be 80s hair metal or something.
Hey, that's what they look like in the Lost Boys.
Right?
They look like an 80s hair metal band.
Yes,
real.
lots of mullets and extra piercings and very loud jackets. Let's see. All right, just trying to get through the chat. It's can't show every comment here as much as I want to. We'd be here for a while.
Phil's here.
All right, we'll get to Phil. Firefox also added eucalyptus works if you don't have mint. True.
It's true.
You know what, Dan? I'll show Daniel's here because I 100% agree. Vodka.
I do shots of whiskey. A shot of whiskey. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the what's that one? The cinnamon.
Fireball.
Fireball whiskey, man.
Mm-hmm. I messed up on Fireball one night. I was going to see the guy who plays Hodor in Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Christian Yarn. Well, he is also he does electronica music. He's a DJ. And so I went to go see him live on Valentine's Day. And this was years ago. And they had a bar there, of course, because it's like a club. And so every time I was going to the bar to get a drink, I would get my usual, which is a double Captain and Coke. But I also got a shot of Fireball. It's like, you know what? I'm not driving home tonight. I'm going to get tore up from the floor up. So by the end of the night, I had like 10 shots of Fireball and 10 double Captain and Cokes.
Holy crap.
Yeah. This was over the course of several hours. This wasn't like a 30-minute show or anything. It was
seems like
I was very drunk. I was fine until I stopped moving though. That was the problem. Oh, Heron
garlic.
is
I love to roast garlic with olive oil and salt and eat it.
Mm-hmm. Do you do it where you just cut the top off?
Yeah.
And then roast the whole thing? Oh yeah. Yes, I've done that.
So good.
Yes. Now I don't eat just garlic. I'll put that in like mashed potatoes or something. Let's see. Oh yes, and Phil. What is up, Phil? Steven, a deleted character from Twilight. The deleted. I don't know. I don't know anything about Twilight. I think it's gay, so I don't know.
It's like the worst movies ever.
I read the first book even.
Dude, I read all the books. And I don't know why or how I got through them, but then I watched the first 2 movies and that was it. I was done. I just couldn't. It was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the first book for a girl. I was dating a girl. It was like, oh, you have to read it. And I was like, all right, I'll read it. Yeah. And actually on my first date with, now my wife, but on our first date, that was one of the topics that came up. She was like, what do you think of Twilight? I was like, I hate Twilight. She's like, okay, good. I was like, all right. We're good. I won't have to deal with this.
That's how you knew you were for each other.
Yes. It was Harry Potter check because we went to go see Deathly Hallows Part 2 for our first date. It was dinner and a movie. And by dinner, I mean we went to Wendy's and ordered off the dollar menu because I was broke.
Aww,
yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was broke. Went to Wendy's, ordered off the dollar menu, went to the dollar theater. I managed to pay for the whole date on $20.
Nice.
Yep.
There you go.
Let's see. You're balmy. What level of simp? I like a level 3 simp. Level 5's a bit much, though.
What? I don't get it.
Me neither. I just made that up.
Wow, Steven. You sold me on it. I totally believed you.
I'm sure somebody has levels of simpery out there. I know on Twitch you have like the tiers of subs, right? So that would be the tiers of simp. You could be a tier 3 simp.
Okay.
Firefox simpery is reserved for Taco Sensei.
You want luscious hair, Firefox? You should go look at Dan Vasc and simp for him.
I chopped off all my luscious hair. I had.
Steven had luscious hair as well.
I did.
He would like you to know his hair was luscious.
Here, I'll share some of it with you guys. There you go.
Wow. Is that luscious? Is that luscious enough, Firefox? Is his hair luscious for you?
There you go. It was much longer. Yeah, I'll wear it like this the whole time.
My gosh, yeah. A little bit emo with it, right there.
Oh yeah, I could do the full.
There you go.
Yeah. Wish my grass was emo so it would cut itself.
Oh man.
Let's see. All right. Trying to get through some of the chat here. Wow, you guys are going nuts here.
They're just nuts.
Oh, this is my Lost Boy look. All right.
Yeah. The simp is
okay, there we go.
there we go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Gold tier simps. Platinum. You know what? I'll take platinum's actually doing fairly well on the market still. Silver's down, but I think platinum's staying pretty stable. I'll stop talking about precious metals. That has nothing to do with tonight's movie. Speaking of tonight's movie, The Lost Boys. So you had not seen it before, right?
No, I hadn't.
All right.
And I saw an ad for it, and I was like, this looks kind of weird. Like, and it was very comedic. I was not expecting comedy. So it's like this vampire adventure comedy.
Yes. With a
And
little
there's
bit of
like the very smallest amount of romance in it. Because nowadays I feel like most vampire movies like excessively focus on romance and it makes you want to barf. Are you dying?
A little bit. I'll be fine.
Phil says that you look like me if I was a dude. What?
It's Phil.
Phil?
I think that's more insulting to you.
I am insulted.
You should be.
Whatever, Phil.
Okay, you're saying the vampire movies being they all do have to have the romantic slant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, but this one I appreciated it because it was so different from any other vampire movie. Plus, there was some vampire just some things that they gave these vampires that I hadn't, like, for example, that they can make you see things.
Yeah, the minor
that aren't
illusions.
really there, and not all vampire movies, the vampires have that capability. And then what was the other thing that I noticed? There was one other thing I noticed.
I know, and you talked about before having to invite them in.
Yes.
Yeah,
which I think most vampires, that is.
They change it up a little bit for this movie because traditionally they can't even enter a house unless they've been invited in.
Yeah.
But this one, it just renders you powerless.
Max did stand at the door and was like, "Can I come in?" And I was like, there's your warning sign, you dumb little kids. And yeah, that was it.
Yep. And then, of course, that comes to pay off in the end.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, you should go watch it.
Heron has not seen
it.
So
you need to see it.
You might get some spoilers here tonight because I kind of included like the whole ending for the movie because it's so good. The end sequence is so good. It's hard not to have the whole thing in there. But
I think in the end, the grandfather became my favorite character.
Yes, for that. Gets that final line in there.
Epic line at the end. Oh, dang.
Yes.
Which is so funny because the movie would not exist. He had how many opportunities throughout the whole freaking movie to like warn everybody, and if he knew about, anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah. Well, we will get there. We definitely will.
Okay.
See. I agree. Yes, Duck Dangerously also thinks that you would like this movie, Heron. It's just a good, fun movie. Like, if you like 80s adventure films, you'll like this. If you like horror films or slashers, particularly the 70s or 80s style, you'll also like this.
Yeah, it's not super slasher, though.
It's not. It's not.
It gets like... It's like total 80s gore near the end there.
Like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. But it's kind of hilarious because it's so like 80s fake blood stuff.
Yes. Which is, I mean, I love those movies. As you can see from all the stuff behind me, I'm quite the fan of the gory 70s, 80s, lots of blood, lots of fake body parts blowing up, and we'd get a proper head explosion in this movie.
Yeah. The filming was interesting because there's a lot of stuff that they didn't show, and then they actually never showed them flying. You were just seeing them fly from their perspective, and people saw them coming at them, but you never actually saw them fly. But they were obviously all flying all over the place.
You get it for one scene, and it's actually in the video I have in here. It's very quick. That's very quick.
Why I missed it.
Yeah, it's right in the end sequence. It's like it's maybe 2 seconds, if that. And it's actually a decent green screen for 1987. All right, I got to get rid of this hair. It's problematic while I'm got the headphones on.
You don't want to like keep doing that?
I don't want to. No, I chopped it all off so I didn't have to do that anymore. But yeah, oh, also yes, Gerald McMahon's or
Oh yes.
Gerard McMahon's "Cry Little Sister." Yes, I believe that song was specifically made for this movie. And then
It's a good song.
you have the cover of the Doors. Um, "People Are Strange."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I liked both those songs.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Yes. But I have the video here. Let me go ahead and pull it up, and we can hop right into this. Unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
No, I think that was it for now.
Cool. All right. And this week I'm just going straight for the one that has this. I'm gonna leave the audio. It's gonna be low. It's gonna be very low on the audio, and I'm gonna just do the let's see. I was meant to do this beforehand. Have the let's go with this. The music from background music through Streamlabs. Here, StreamYard. Same difference. All right. Oh, one more from Phil here. I think my cat wanted me to tell Megan hi. He meowed at me and hit Megan in the face on my laptop.
Hi, Phil's cat.
You know,
Nemo.
I found
Nemo.
out the other day. Oh, what's the cat's name?
I think it's Nemo, right?
Nemo?
Phil?
Oh,
I'm correct.
okay.
It's Nemo.
Yeah, like Finding Nemo or like Captain Nemo.
That I don't know.
We'll see. I'm sure he'll.
He's
let
an
us
orange
know.
cat.
Okay, so probably Finding Nemo.
Yep. See, I was right. Nemo.
Yep. Yeah, my orange cat recently found out he was a communist. Yeah. I was petting him and I was like, oh, who's such a pretty boy? Who's such a good boy? And he said, Mao.
Wow. That's the worst dad joke you've ever told on here.
It's a pretty bad dad joke.
Wow, Steven.
Yep.
Maybe not with you. Okay.
All right, I'll stop. We can get into the movie. But yes, I started it off. I kind of skipped a bit of the intro, so we'll skip the beginning scene. And we're going right into when this is right after the super 80s concert with the dude covered in oil and everything, which I love that part, but
the saxophone.
Yes, the saxophone. Yes. Wait. That took 2 minutes, but now I have a screen grab of Megan flipping all of us off.
No.
Uh-oh.
Thanks, binary recoil. That's really nice.
Uh-oh.
What?
Look, it's okay if cats are communists. They don't have thumbs.
Gosh.
They can't build a gulag. Okay? I don't have to go full Pinochet on the cat. Let's see. Okay, now I'll have to get you to watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I haven't seen that movie in years.
I feel like maybe I have. But
I
maybe
loved the book when I was a kid.
I never read the book.
Oh,
I'm ashamed to say.
It was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I absolutely loved it. Read it cover to cover, time and time again. Let's see, did we get an answer from Phil?
About what?
About the cat. Okay, Finding
It's
Nemo.
Nemo.
It's Finding Nemo.
Oh,
Okay.
See?
Yes.
That makes sense. Because he's orange and,
Yes. Yeah. That's why, clownfish. But yes, the movie. Sorry, I'll stop getting distracted here.
Steven's easily distracted.
I am. I even told myself, before, I pulled this up or anything, earlier today, I was like, all right, I'm going to try and focus more on, talking about the movie and not going on tangents, and that didn't last long.
No.
No. Oh, well. But yeah, movie.
Here
we go. Turn this up a bit. There we go.
So what's a rush? You're chasing that girl, aren't you?
This would be an interesting place. Steven's back on ADHD. Interesting place to walk around. Also, his brother's sense of style is really, wow.
Oh, super 80s.
Yes, mixing patterns. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is something you should never do. That's a total fashion faux pas.
Don't do that, guys.
Right? I do like that one line he sort of drops there of I'm at the mercy of your sex glands here. Because, he's following the girl.
Because his brother's following the girl through the crowd. Yes.
which I think sort of foreshadows what he deals with a little bit, not too much longer in the film, but I think it sort of foreshadows his instinctual thirst for blood that he's having to fight off later.
It's true. Oh, that was the other thing. Sorry, I just remembered. Vampires in this movie, you're not actually a forever vampire or whatever until you make your first kill. And also, he became a vampire just by drinking blood. He didn't have to be bitten.
Yeah.
Sorry. Spoilers.
No, I mean, we'll be getting there in just a minute. Yeah, it's the not having to be bitten. This is the only movie I can think of where it's just drinking the blood, because like even in Interview with a Vampire, he had to be drained first and then drink the blood.
Yes.
Which, if it's just to bring up Twilight again, if you're going to watch a gay vampire movie, just watch Interview with a Vampire. It's a proper gay vampire movie, but it's good. And they're actually gay. Just let them be gay.
Just let them.
But they're not really gay, but they're kind of gay.
Okay. Never actually seen it.
Never seen it? Oh, okay, that's a good one. That is a good. It's a long movie. Movie. But
I don't know if
I'll just say
span.
the writer Anne Rice, prolific horror writer in the 90s for vampires in particular. She has a thing for gay men. I don't know why. It's
okay. They don't have a thing for her, but whatever.
They do not, but that's her thing. So she wrote a vampire book, very successful vampire series, and yeah, they're gay vampires. But don't watch the Interview with a Vampire TV show. Okay, yeah, I've only seen the movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, but yes, sorry.
Focus.
Yeah, focused. I know you definitely wanted to talk about this part, the comic book shop.
Oh, this was so cool. This is the biggest comic book shop I've ever seen. And then the comics that he picks up are like classic 70s, 80s comics.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, where did they go to... I mean, I guess this is the 80s. But it's like, yeah. So many comics. And I love that the nerdy geeks are the ones that, like... They're like the smart ones, kind of. They're the aware ones. They know what's going on.
And they're like hyper patriotic.
Yeah.
They're truth, justice, in the American way. Yes. I actually did do a little bit of research into this comic book shop, because I've been in probably a dozen comic book shops in my life, and I'm not even a big reader, but I played Magic the Gathering pretty frequently for a long time, and that's where you go to play, is comic book shops.
Yeah.
I've never seen a place with a collection like this, so I actually looked it up. It's a place in Santa Cruz, downtown Santa Cruz, California, not the boardwalk, but downtown, and it was called Atlantis Fantasyland Comic Shops. This is a real place.
Does this still exist?
I couldn't tell you that.
Aww.
That I could not tell you. Oh, and they also just showed him the, let's see, I might need to, there we go. So that, I think this is the Destroy All Vampires, kind of covering up with the logo here.
The vampire comic book. And they're like, this is your, what do they call it?
Think of it as a guide, I think.
Yes,
is
your
what
guidebook.
Yes. So that is not a real comic book series. Those were just props that they made for the movie. But about a year ago, there was a limited release of 750 issues of somebody made those props into actual comic books.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And, real quick, Duck Dangerously saying that, yes, Atlantis Fantasyland Comics still exists.
Is it the comics though, or did they like just put a whole bunch of collectibles in it? Like that's what they do nowadays.
That's definitely what they do nowadays, but maybe they still have comics there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Every comic book shop I walk into is at least half collectibles, or it's like collectibles, retro, gaming, and not all retro games. And then there are some comic books. But comic books are like secondary now. They
really are, and it's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the comic book shop I was going to right before I quit playing Magic the Gathering, that place actually had a decent collection because the owner made most of his money by trading comics. Like, he was actually part of a pipeline where he would buy and sell rare comic books.
Nice.
So he had a good collection, yeah. Typically, people don't do that, but he must have been really good at wheeling and dealing because he did pretty well for himself. Well enough to have 2 64 Mustangs.
Wow.
So, yeah, he had some nice cars. It's a bit of a douche, but, you know, he let us play in his comic shop, so I wasn't complaining. Yeah. But yeah, I already mentioned the props. Oh, also about the prop comics that they made, or they made actual comics out of them. They're also the 3D comics that come with the blue and red glasses.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Love it.
Like horror comics. You like this one?
Duck let us know it's less comics focused.
Aww. Makes me sad.
Oh, and those people who stole the comic book, keep them in mind, because they get a bit of karma here soon.
Karma.
Oh, and this is super relatable. I think we've all been in this situation at some point in time. You see the pretty girl or guy, you know.
Follows the pretty
whichever way.
girl.
You follow her, and what happens? She's dating a prick. And you can tell by looking at him, you're like, that guy's a prick. But he has good hair and his bike is better than mine. Damn it. Oh, Firefuck saying automatically went straight into being a weeb. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, but yes, the couple that stole the comic. I actually kind of like that it kind of leads from one scene to the next. And I mean,
Look at all those comics in the back of their car. It's ridiculous.
Man, yeah, they've been stealing a lot for a while. Which also, like, does that mean they just steal from that same shop regularly, or do they also buy there?
Yeah.
Because now you're not being invited in again. They see you in there again, they're going to kick you out of the store. Oh, but yeah, I didn't do the noticeable transition like last time, but we're to a different scene now. Yes.
Different comic book scene. Same kids. Tell them to get that comic book again.
Yep. Okay, my cat's being a jerk. Like 10 feet from me. It's right outside of where I can reach. What are you doing? She's being a weirdo. Oh yeah, so he talks about it was the previous scene he talked about the Batman number 14, right? Saying, you know, there's only 5 in existence, 4 actually.
Yes, I have 1 already.
Yeah.
He's a collector.
Oh yes, very serious collector.
Yes.
I looked that up as well. Batman number 14 is not some like super rare, only 4 or 5 in existence thing. That was just made up in the script. It is fairly rare for being one of the very early issues that came out during World War II. And it actually has some like, you know, anti-Nazi propaganda in there. So might be an interesting book, but yeah, not a super rare book. But one graded at 9.8 did sell for $54,000. So yeah, not worthless or anything.
Sheesh.
Yep. But yeah, that was actually just added in because the director of this, Joel Schumacher, was just a big Batman fan, which unfortunately didn't go well for him because he directed a couple Batman movies in the 90s, which are now rated as the worst Batman movies of all time. Yeah, because I think he did, what was it, Batman and Robin, and then, what was the other one? Not Batman Returns. I can't remember. But he did the ones that are rated as the worst. He put nipples on the Batsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
there's the
didn't know he
girl.
died. Oh
Another
yes,
night, another girl.
Yep.
I mean, same
Hey,
girl, just another.
You gotta shoot your shot. You gotta try.
Oh. Then she like totally. She totally listens to him.
Yeah.
Really?
Which, I mean, if he wasn't, spoiler alert, if he wasn't a vampire,
It's true.
you could think, okay, maybe he's just controlling.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I have to bring this. That was the other one, Batman Forever. Yes.
Oh, the
you
McDonald's
had
glass mugs, man.
Yes. I had the Joker, or not the Joker, I had the Riddler one.
Oh, you all had
Yes.
cool ones. I had
Oh.
Shrek, and then they all broke except one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just love this scene. I don't think
Motorcycle.
there's too much. Yeah, it's just motorcycles on the beach, and like no one's freaking out at him either, like shaking their fist and yelling at him like, damn kids. They're just like,
Yeah.
they're just being kids.
It looks like a rush, though. That'd be really
Oh,
fun.
right. I do like how the vampires are much more carefree here,
Mhm.
whereas, our hero, Michael, is, he's a bit trepidatious, a bit, worried, not knowing what's going on. Saw his eyes that time. Yeah, definitely not Spike. Yes, he is not Spike. Let's see. But Schumacher also did Falling Down. I hate to admit this, Daniel, but I have not seen Falling Down. I have gotten so many recommendations for it. Just haven't gotten around to watching it. Hard to see with the big thing in the middle of the screen so we don't get taken down, but I do like how it zooms out on the lighthouse there.
The scene. Like, who's gonna stop first? Who's gonna stop first? Who's gonna stop
Yep.
first at the edge of the cliff?
Playing chicken.
Yeah. Hey, chicken. Dang!
Oh,
I mean, when you're
yeah.
a vampire and you're young, you can be carefree because, like,
Oh yeah, just fly.
pretty easy to, survive a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I do like this spot though, because this is not something you could get away with today. Like walk up to a dude, punch him in the face, and challenge just him to a fight. Like you try that today, you're getting jumped.
It's true. People don't have this like sense of respect about a duel between men,
Yeah.
Everybody just jumps in and becomes brawl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whereas, I mean, heck, even when I was, a teenager in during the aughts, mid to late aughts, well, really early as well, that even then you could fight someone and then you would be friends afterwards.
It's true.
Ooh, the entire set of Akira. Yes, Akira manga. Actually, if you're going to read a manga, I would also suggest Akira. I'm not big into comic books or manga, but I did read Akira a long time ago, and that was a good one. It's not super weeby, I'll say.
This is a super cool like clubhouse or base or whatever though.
Right.
A hotel that's was built basically on a sinkhole and just sunk underground.
Yeah, built right on the fault line.
Yes.
Yeah, that place.
Cool.
I would hang out there every day too, if I could.
Oh, is this where we meet Grandpa and he brings?
Yes,
it's
this
like
is
a
where...
running kind of joke or something. His grandfather brings him taxidermied animals to have on his bedside table, and he keeps stuffing them in the closet. And by the end of the movie, he's got 10 taxidermied animals in his closet.
Yes. Yes. I don't think the second part is in this clip, but we definitely get to see him bringing this in here.
I love it. Oh, man. Have a gopher thingy.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I think gopher.
Gross.
I thought beaver initially, but yeah, no, that's a gopher.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we're gonna have to talk about this Rob Lowe poster that's on his closet door. I don't think we see it right here. We see it at the end. But I'll just say the Molly Ringwald poster does not counteract the Rob Lowe poster that's coming up right here. Oh, it's partially covered, but he's like holding his shirt up, and
yes,
yeah, very homoerotic.
it is.
Rob Lowe. Apparently, that was actually a very popular poster in the 80s. Like, it sold very well. And I can't remember where, but I know I saw an interview that he did because, he's in Parks and Recreation, which I love that show. And so I was listening to this interview that he did. And he was saying, like, he had no clue what it was about. He just thought it was like a modeling gig, and he didn't know they were going to be sending posters out to all of the record and tape traders.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, here's the Minor Illusions you were talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so Rob Lowe doesn't count as homo. It's actually
yeah.
no. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
That part is worse than the worms.
Yeah.
Maggots
Yeah, I
are
agree.
So disgusting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But that is really cool. That's also a bit of lore that's really just not used often.
Right?
The minor
being
illusions.
Able to, yeah.
And also the line delivery from Kiefer Sutherland there is just timeless. Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots. How do they taste?
Just kidding.
Change Chinese for you forever. Yeah. Yeah, I just go for the chicken now.
Did you know you have to read the back of you should always read the back of the food you buy. But there are some brands of food that are sneaking crickets into your stuff.
Yes.
FYI, everybody. They're sneaking
Yes.
crickets into your food now. Just so you know.
Particularly if it says sustainable on the label, on the front, anything that says sustainable, yeah, there's probably bugs in there. Here's another thing, though, and learned this from Janet from Another Planet. She was saying that earthworms they've been in a lot of different foods for actually a long time. So if you've ever had a fast food burger, you've probably had some earthworm.
Yeah.
It's not bad for you, but it's, I don't want to live in the
You're
pod
just not
or eat
getting
bugs.
real beef.
Yeah.
You're being cheated. Cheated.
That's a good way to put it, Fire. The Vamps have prestidigitation.
Ah.
Which I love
Good
that
word.
word. Yeah.
That's a good word.
Not easy to throw in there too often.
Impressive. Look at you using that big word, Fire.
Yes. Also, the wine bottle there is just cool. It's got this nice old gothic look to it.
It's gotta be it's a really old wine bottle.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too. Like, has this thing been used for a long time, and then later on in the movie he just breaks it? Or was it just like a prop they picked up from an antique shop? Like, oh yeah, this is cool. Oh, also, I thought it was interesting how you see sort of Michael going through this transition of as soon as he shows up to town, like in the boardwalk scene earlier, he gets the leather jacket, he's looking at getting his ear pierced, he's immediately trying to like assimilate to the local culture.
Mm-hmm. And his brother is like standing out like a complete New York City boy or something.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah.
Phoenix. Sorry. Whatever.
It's,
Northern.
It's the line from the movie is Phoenix, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. But David, the lead vampire here, like really just he almost picks him out. Or at least it seems to us like he's picking him out. And preying on his need for, validation and acceptance in the area. And I mean, full on uses peer pressure, like chanting his name and cheering for him.
But they also do that whole like club, like join the club, or like daring, cool, kind of standoffish, and then they invite him in, and then they push him away, and they, and then they invite him in. Kind of this whole like game to like get him to like want to be in the club, the vampire club,
Yeah, you gotta do something to get in.
Yep.
And this is going to be the real test. I mean, he's already drank the blood. He's already in. But now I gotta see. Yeah, it's like, we know you're cool. Now let's see how cool.
Yeah, correct.
There we go. Initiation. That's the word.
Ah, thank you. I'm so bad with words.
Me no talky good. It's Also, I've done a lot of like dumb things because of peer pressure in the past. Never have I hung from a train bridge. That is way too much for me. There's no way I would do that. Also wanted to say, Duck Dangerously, nice job. No fast food since late October last year. So you're coming up on a full year. No fast food. Good work. Fast food's bad for you. Don't eat it. Cook your own food. It's not that hard to do. So kudos, definitely. Let's see. Okay, only fast food Heron eats is In-N-Out. Never had In-N-Out. I've never left the East Coast. Never been far enough from the East Coast, I'll say. I will say, as far as initiations go, this one is certainly clever. And I know the first time I saw this, it was just like the thought of it, of hanging off of the bridge and watching people drop off. Definitely, I was also pretty young when I first saw this movie, but I think it definitely scared me pretty well. Oh, also, yeah, the C word being a big no-no here in the US, we have paraphernalia all over the house with the C word. I'll just say it. I don't care. With cunt on it. My wife loves the word. She thinks it's great and it should be thrown into as many sentences as possible in the proper company. You can't just throw it out whenever you want. But we've got coasters and coffee cups and wine glasses. In fact, I specifically had a laser etched wine glass made for my wife that has the words "twat cunt bitch" on it.
What did I just walk in on?
Oh yeah. Sorry, Heron was saying that the C word is a big no-no here, and so I was. Oh yeah. I went off on a tangent. Classic Steven tangent.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, and yes, Firefox. You can use curses here. We're not monetized or anything. You're good, man.
Steven doesn't care.
I don't care. Let's see.
Ew.
I don't know what that is. I'm afraid to ask.
Okay, did you see what else Phil said? His initiation would be having you and I eat ketchup on pizza.
I'm sorry. I'm just not in the club.
No, Phil.
I'm just not in the club.
I would just have to suffer not being in your club, Phil.
Yep.
I can't do it.
Yep. Oh well. Also, don't know if I was meaning to call you out there, Firefox. I just saw that people were talking about the word cunt in the chat, so thought I'd throw in my 2 cents. Oh,
Steven got excited. Oh yeah, his dog.
Oh yeah, the doggy.
Sorry.
My dad had a clawfoot tub, and he had this one place for like I think he was there for a good like 3 or 4 years, and he had an old cast iron with a ceramic coating clawfoot tub, classic style. Not once did I get to fill that thing up and have a proper bubble bath like in this scene. I wanted to so bad. No, I got 2 inches of water, and because it's cast iron, it goes cold very quickly.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh my gosh, the scene is so funny.
Oh yes.
His singing is really bad.
Yeah. You're in the bathtub. You're alone. You're as vulnerable as you can be at that moment. Why not sing?
And the dog is like the only one that's aware.
Yes. And I do like this because like their stare down right there, it's like just pure instinct against instinct of like hunger versus protection.
And his brother like totally missed it.
Oh. Sorry, that one flew over my head, Fire. That's
Oh.
Oh, yes, this is that first time you were hungover and the parents knew. Yeah, when he's walking around with the sunglasses in the house. Yeah.
My sister used to get so high, and she would come home high and would hold it together until my parents went to bed and then lose her shit. And I was like, girl,
Nice.
how do you go get me some pizza? I really need pizza. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
What the hell?
Oh man. Yeah, I did that. I did that when I was in high school a lot too. Was like, I don't know what it is like when you're in front of your parents or like any sort of authority figure you're not supposed to be high in front of. Like you just hold it together.
I don't know how she did it, but they never clicked in on it.
Man, I remember the first time I got drunk because it was kind of an accident. Like my dad was trying to be cool, so it wasn't an accident for me. I was trying to get drunk. My dad was trying to be cool to me. This would have been New Year's of 2003, so I'd have been 12 years old, way too young to drink.
Okay.
New Year's going into 2003, I'll say, and my dad was trying to be cool, and like he and his friend were making Jaeger bombs, and he was like, all right, you can have one Jaeger bomb. I was like, yeah, I get a Jaeger bomb. I'm awesome. I'm 12. I'm having a drink.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so he lets me have it. I pour myself another shot of Jägermeister. I take the shot, and then he's like, okay, let's slow down on that. Did I listen? No, because there's like a whole party going on in his apartment. And so I go to the freezer and just keep grabbing the Jägermeister, taking shots straight out of the bottle until I am completely hammered drunk. And he doesn't know until it's far too late. And I wind up I actually black out. I don't remember what happened for half the night. But I woke up in the bathroom. I can tell you that. So apparently the end of the night, I wound up puking into the toilet. I was very drunk. And later that day, he was taking me back to my mom's house. And as soon as I walked into the door, I immediately bolted for the bathroom and just like projectile puked all over the toilet. Not into the toilet because I didn't have the time to make it there. I was like a foot short. And it just, whoa, like, yeah, it went straight off that way, all over the toilet. And, Dad's just like, yeah, he has the flu. He got a stomach bug.
Wow, that's funny.
That didn't work for me. I came home after getting stoned off a $130 quarter bag. Oh yeah, the good stuff. Got the crystals growing on it. Father found out you were a pothead within 10 minutes. Hey, if they took it well.
He found out his father. Wait, what?
Oh, found out your father was a pothead within 10 minutes. Yeah. Yep. I have partaken with certain family members on occasion. Actually, it's weird. My mom was like super against it for the longest time, and we just had like a don't ask, don't tell policy about it. Like she knew, I knew, she knew. It was not mentioned that I would regularly smoke, and I did it for like, I don't know, about 16 years. Like every day I was smoking weed, but I don't anymore. But not that I'm against or anything. It just started giving me anxiety. But we had this don't ask, don't tell policy for the longest time. And then she just called me up and we're talking one day and she's like, yeah, I've got my card here in Florida because you have to get the card. She's like, yeah, I got my card for it, so I can get the good stuff now if you want me to get you something next time you're in town. And I'm like, this is weird.
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
That's what
I was like, cool, I'll take it. What? Wow.
Oh.
Okay. What? I'll just let that one hang there. Back to the movie. Oh, and one of my favorite lines of the whole film is coming up here.
I feel like his brother's so, like, relatively calm about finding out that he's a vampire. Maybe
Yeah, a
this
little
isn't the
bit.
scene.
I think that's part of the comedy to it,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, because he doesn't full on freak out.
Yeah, he's just like, you're a vampire. Stay away from me.
Yeah.
Then he just leaves.
Creature of the night, Michael.
Although
Creature of the night.
one of my favorite
Wait till
lines.
Mom finds
hang
out.
on. Yes, that's it. I'm actually turning it up because I want to hear this line. I do like how they showed like he has the partial reflection, right? Like you can see through him a little bit still.
Alright, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy. Sammy, what?
Such a little brother
He's
move.
relatively calm about it. Like, you wait till Mom finds out because I found your dirty magazines or like something. Like, just something like that. But no.
Yeah, he's snitching. That's what it
Snitch on
is.
Oh my
Yes. Oh, I love that line. It gets me every time. And that was the line in the movie that let me know that YouTube censors their movies. That, you can watch the free movies on YouTube
Yeah.
occasionally. Yeah, they had this on there, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'll watch Lost Boys. I'll watch that anytime. And I got to that part of the movie, and they cut out my own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire, and it was like, no, this is missing something.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
They do TV edits. That's what you get on YouTube, is a TV edit.
You wear sunglasses in the house?
Get hella paranoid on the green stuff. Think the FBI is monitoring me specifically when you get violently high. Who says they aren't?
I can't do that. He's my brother.
I'm telling Mom. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, where was it? Yes. Used to smoke cigarettes. Very good on making that a used to. I need to get myself to a I used to smoke.
Vampires everywhere.
The Frog Brothers,
Yes.
they're so funny because they're so serious about
Yeah.
their vampire hunting. And at first, I thought it was just like a joke, and I actually didn't believe in vampires, but they were trying to
Look, guys, my
because he's the new kid. I thought, oh, they're just kidding around with him. But no, they're
Yeah.
actually serious about their vampire hunting.
They're very serious about the vampire hunting. Like, this is their
So
main
funny.
thing. We even believe that ghouls and werewolves occupy high seats in the city council. And they're just constantly telling him to kill his brother.
Yes,
just gotta
just
kill
kill him. Just kill him. It's not a big
You'll
deal.
feel a lot better if you do. Oh yeah, this is... we skipped ahead a bit too. This is right before the dinner scene.
Oh, the dinner scene.
Yes. Let's see. Got lost in my neighborhood. This is fire. Got lost in my neighborhood for the first time I smoked. Was driving home and couldn't figure out where I was. So I got out of my truck and stood on my toolbox and tried to look around. Nice.
Wow.
Yes. Be careful if you partake, kids.
Be careful.
Also, kids shouldn't smoke. I should say that. I guess. I don't know. Don't
Yes.
don't cancel me, YouTube. Oh, and yes, Sam still has an aversion to his brother. It's his brother. He won't kill him, but
Wait, that was a different part. Never mind. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Never mind.
which part were you thinking of?
The part where he floats up to the ceiling when he's sleeping.
Yeah, I did skip
I was
ahead
like,
from that.
Since when did vampires do that? That was
Yeah.
strange to me. Like, he became weightless and he could not control his own body.
Yeah,
That was a
It's-
weird part for me.
it's kind of like he's just starting to get the power.
This part. This part.
Yes, I paused it.
You guys, this
I-
is the biggest warning sign. He's at the door and he's like, "May I come in?" Vampire has to ask if they can come into your house, and then they have to wait for you to invite them. And it's very specific way. Warning, that's a red flag.
Yep. But he frames it very well of, you're the man of the house and I'm not coming in until you invite me. And, he's just trying to get out. He's just trying to leave. But 2, he also doesn't want to upset his mom right before he walks out of the house. So, yeah, I think he frames it very well there. Yes, it is also quite polite. Yeah.
You must be Mike, right?
And he comes with flowers.
Right. All right.
Let's see, might be a vampire. Once in high school, asked a girl's father that very question.
Man of the house.
Hey, it's just polite,
Until you invite me.
Remember when I was picking up my prom date, shook her father's hand, introduced myself, hello, all that stuff. Tried to be very nice. Also, he was a rather large police officer. He was a homicide detective, so he knew how to hide bodies. I wasn't about to piss him off.
We missed the part where her dad. That was also a really telling moment that I didn't realize the first time I watched this. He's peeking through the guy and then he shuts the door.
Yep.
I'm this whole time he had so many opportunities to be that's a vampire. That's a vampire. His grandpa knows everything and he doesn't want his family at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also it might have been he had his suspicions, but
he wasn't positive.
he wasn't positive and didn't want to freak everybody out and be like, "There's vampires out there," and they send him to a home. So there's that.
That's true.
It's framed really well in the movie how they set that up for you. Because he said before, and I think we were talking over the line when it happened, but another great line in this movie of oh, Max, we're gonna have company again? Dad, we haven't had company since Mom died 8 years ago. Yeah, now we're gonna have company again. By the way, I'm 100% on board with Grandpa on that. Company?
8 years ago we had company. We don't need more company.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I've been perfectly fine going all this time with no company.
They're getting saucy in the chat. Phil says,
Yes, I see that.
to spank the like button.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Yes.
Spank it.
Spank it. Heron always spanks the like button. Thank you, Heron. That's how we like it. Oh, yes. They try every method of detection here in this dinner scene. I mean...
But they're all the most well-known vampire ones and they're actually ones that don't work.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is it's because the vampire said, "Oh yes, we can't do garlic and we can't do holy water," which are the most used things, which the kids use. But it's
because he was invited into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and I think they also mentioned in here that garlic doesn't work, which I don't know if they specifically got it from this, but I know in the Hammer horror movies, when color was first really becoming more prominent in film, a British company called Hammer did a series of the classic monster movies, essentially, and in the Hammer Dracula films, they talk about how garlic doesn't do anything. So I don't know if they just picked it up from that or something else. Hey, that's a good one. If Az is the next Bond, Heron could be his Bond girl. Hell yeah, I'd watch that. I think this is the garlic. Yeah.
Are you alright?
No, it's not cheese. It's garlic.
I gotta say, a mouthful of raw garlic would be rough.
Yeah. That would be rough.
Garlic? How did that happen? Here, quick, drink some water. Whoa! Sam, what's the matter with you? Spurn?
Bird, what are you, nuts? It's freezing.
Yeah, holy water is one of the very common ones that you see them use. Just the other night I was watching Salem's Lot, and I liked how they did that. That the holy water, I don't know if they ever throw the holy water on them in Salem's Lot, but I know the water itself was glowing,
I think I know what they're doing
which I thought was cool.
You do? Yeah.
And it also reminded me of Castlevania with from Salem's Lot, which I don't know why I'm talking about another movie here, but I thought it was interesting.
I don't know about Castlevania movie. Just the game that I've never played, but I know about it.
Yeah. In the games, you get the holy water, which you can throw, and then like it causes a fireball, but it's only hurting the evil creatures. Let's see. Believe in Nosferatu, which is 100 years old now. I think it's a little bit over 100. No, yeah, 1922 or was it? Yeah, something like that. Yes, but Nosferatu. Yes, you had to invite the vampire into the home. Like, they couldn't even enter the home unless they were invited in.
But once they invited him, because he's like the father, all the other vampires were able to enter.
I think that in this, I'm not sure, but the way I think it works in this is you can enter the home. Here, I'll pause it because we skipped right to the end sequence here. I think that the vampires can force their way into the home, like we saw right there. The guy came crashing in through the
Okay, so it didn't have anything to do with the fact that like the head vampire was invited in?
I think it's just when you invite them in, he mentions like right at the end that it renders you powerless. So I think that he was able to appear completely human, have a reflection.
Oh, because he was invited in, but because they broke in.
Yep.
They could. The holy water and the garlic and everything worked on them. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I think at least. Let's see. Oh, Heron has not played the Castlevania games either. They're a lot of fun
really
if you
fun.
like. If you like 2D action games. I mean, the original one came out in the 80s. The very first Castlevania, the controls are a little bit difficult. So if you're not, a regular gamer, you're not used to older 2D action games, they're a little bit. The first one's a little bit tough to get through, but they get better throughout the years. The controls get a little bit more smooth. A lot of fun games.
I heard that like those retro games are a lot more difficult in many ways than like the games we have nowadays.
There's like for today, there's a weird divide. Games now compared to retro games today are either significantly easier or as hard, if not even harder. So like the Castlevania games would be more difficult than say like your average sort of I don't play too many modern games. I'll say like Skyrim, that came out 11 12 years ago at this point in time, but I'd say compared to say Skyrim or something, which is a well-known game, why I'm picking it, the Castlevania games are more difficult. Whereas today you have people who love super difficult games. So you have like the Dark Souls style games, which are known for being just difficult. Let's see. Yeah, Castlevania 2 is ridiculously hard to play through without a guide because it's arbitrary at times. That's the problem with Castlevania 2. It's not a particularly good game. Castlevania 3, however, good game.
How many are there? Isn't there like 4 or 5 or more?
Well, way more. More.
Never
There
mind.
were 3 on Nintendo, like the NES original Nintendo system. There were 2 on Super Nintendo. I don't think there were any on Game Boy Color, but I know there were 3 on Game Boy Advanced. Then you had 3 or 4 on Nintendo DS, and then they went to PlayStation. There's probably somewhere in the realm of just mainline sort of Castlevania games, probably like 15 to 20. So somewhere in there. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, I would say for like mainline Castlevania, there's probably 8 to 10, but there's a buttload of Castlevania games. Yeah, see, PlayStation 1 and 2 had a couple. But yes, got something here from Duck Dangerously. The vampire needing inviting, and it predates even in British vampire tales, and might even date back to the biblical times when vampires were tied to Satan and must be invited in. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
is
that.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that vampire lore went back to like biblical times. I know that it was prominent. I can't remember the exact period. I want to say 15th or 16th century in Eastern Europe is where we mostly started seeing vampire tales, and they actually came from people thinking that there were people living after they had died. So you had the idea of undeath, because after people die, their skin dehydrates, and so it looks like their teeth get longer, and it looks like their fingernails and their hair continue to grow because their skin's dehydrating. And so they would they believed that you now had the undead. And the original way to kill a vampire wasn't just as simple as staking them through the heart or pouring holy water on them or anything like that. It was a whole thing you had to do. You had to stake them through the heart into the ground where they were buried. You had to cut off their head. You had to burn their head. You had to burn the head and the body separately. You then had to make a tea that included the ashes of the heart of the vampire. So you had to stake them to the ground, cut out their heart as well. You had to burn the heart, make a tea out of the ashes of the heart, and then have the family members drink that tea.
That's gross.
Yeah. My father-in-law is super big into vampire lore. So yeah. He'll go off about that stuff for a solid hour. He loves it. Let's see. Okay, they were considered the same as demons. Yeah, and I know the satanic side of vampire lore isn't touched on very much in movies. The only one I can think of is Twins of Evil, which is another Hammer film, and that's the only one I've seen where like the vampire had to go into have a contract with Satan and sell his soul in order to become a vampire, which is a good movie. You got Peter Cushing as like a Puritan vampire hunter. Fun movie. But let's see. Sorry, tangent again. My bad. At least I was mostly on topic with the subject matter.
They're having fun in the chat. It's all good.
Yes. But here we are at the ending sequence of the film when this is sort of the final battle.
Just destroy the house. Destroy it.
And the Frog Brothers like so quickly turn on the Star and Laddie there.
Yeah, and the little boy.
It's one of those like, okay, I'm not sure if they either just have inherently mistrust vampires or maybe they just want to get like another proverbial notch on their belt. We know they've staked at least one. They just want to kill another one so they could say they did. Oh, and Anouk for the rescue there.
Good old Anouk. He basically just like melts.
Yeah, I
Kinda
actually love.
Like he just fell in like insanely hot water and his skin got steamed off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's all like slimy looking here.
Yeah. He's like melting.
Yeah, I always thought that was an excellent
This is
practical
when it starts
just
to get
makeup effect.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And here it comes.
And and this kind of leads into something that we skipped a little bit to, kind of cut down the video a bit. But, they talk about how every vampire goes out differently. They all die differently. I don't know if this was the first movie to do that or if that came from somewhere else, but I thought it was just a really interesting way to do it.
Well, he died like that. And then, I don't know if we have the scene where the dude, he gets a stake in his heart, but then the radio, like, electrocutes him at the same time or something, and he gets fried.
Yes. Yeah, the death by stereo.
Yeah, death by stereo. Ah. It's interesting. The lighting is all red.
Yeah, because the window to the kitchen is now covered in blood.
Mm-hmm. But it gives you that like hellish sort of feeling.
Yeah. Oh, and he
Oh,
missed.
Yes. Oh yes, it was the arrow through the heart. That's right.
Yep.
Miss sucker.
Once, pal.
This is some classic like 80s action one-liners they're throwing out here. Let's see. Oh, well, while this guy is exploding and before his head blows up. Oh, yes, head explosion. Love it. Duck Dangerously was saying, in The Vampire, the first mention of vampires, or aluka, is in Proverbs 30:15. Did not know that. Yeah, it's like a never-ending fountain of blood from that one guy, that one vamp. Oh, and you know how Michael wanted to fight David earlier on in the motorcycle scene? Now he gets that fight.
Have it out.
Yep. Gets to have his one-on-one. And of course, the Frog Brothers, they give just a little bit of credit to Nanook for helping them out.
Mm-hmm.
Them to all vampires. Maximum body count. They're awesome monster masters. The meanest. The baddest.
Yikes. The kid.
Yes, the attack of Eddie Munster. Which, I mean, just minor, not even a complaint. Just, wasn't Eddie Munster a werewolf?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, it was,
Yes.
Grandpa was the vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Afraid to face me, David?
Yeah, trying to call him out again.
Tried to make you immortal.
You tried to make me a killer!
Oh.
You just see, like, his foot fly in there for a second. Which I'll say, that is one thing that, from vampire lore, that you see in a lot of other movies is... Oh, that's the one spot where you see him fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Yep, it's
You don't
that
like
one...
see like wings or anything. They're just moving.
Yeah, they just sort of float to each other. Totally lost my thought. Oh well. Oh, the vampire's ability to move faster than you can see.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
you
yeah,
get it
yeah.
only a couple of times in this.
I don't want to kill you. Join us. Never.
Yeah. Always trying to tempt him.
Soul is mine.
His body is the only one that did not like explode or melt or anything. Oh, here's the song.
Yes.
But they did that because they wanted him to like maybe come back to life because they wanted to do like a second movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
I read that.
I always just thought it was a nice touch to give one of them sort of a calm, quiet death, whereas everyone else is, exploding, melting, and their blood gushing all over the entire house. But I also thought it kind of gives you it gives you the feeling to kind of trick the audience to make you think that, okay, this is actually the last one. We get this big wash of white light, and they're playing the song, the main theme for the movie. I just felt like it's there to trick you a little bit.
Yeah.
For a second, think it's done. Let's see. Is that a nod to Gramps' taxidermy and how he likes... Oh, yes. He dies gracefully so that Gramps could stuff him.
Big deal. You destroyed the head vampire. It's all over. Nothing's changed. He's right. I don't feel anything. There's still one more.
I think, this is when Mom and Max show up.
I'll handle Mom. Come on. Don't let us do
Megan, with her highfalutin ability to read, brag about it, why don't you?
What? I don't get it. What did I miss?
Yeah, you must have mentioned a book or something earlier. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much to really dig into for this particular part here. Well, actually,
No.
coming up soon.
It was just a fun, it was just a good scene.
Yeah, it's just a solid ending to a movie. Lots of fun.
Lots of action.
And Max's demeanor really changes quickly here. When he's no longer trying to be the suave guy. No longer trying to trick her. He's trying more blunt force trying to get the mother now.
Did you know that? Of course. Everyone knows that.
Oh, you were talking about reading about the movie.
Oh, yes. I did some research.
Yes.
I love that he's standing by this taxidermied animal that has fangs.
Yeah, I didn't notice
Like
that
a little
before. Yeah.
premonition kind of or something,
Yeah, like a snarling lion, an alpha predator.
It's fangs showing.
Blood-sucking Brady Bunch.
I always like that line too. Blood-sucking Brady Bunch.
I haven't changed my mind about that.
I didn't invite you this time, Max.
More one-liners. And another thing commonly in vampire lore is there is usually one at the top, the hierarchy. There's the master, usually referred to, and typically very strong, much more powerful than all the others.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can even they can touch a crucifix, they could rip it out of someone's hand and throw it away, or holy water won't affect them. Or even if they get killed, stake through the heart or something like that, they'll just turn into mist and then come back again later.
Mom, don't do it.
Oh, and
Oh, she's gonna do it.
well, her son, it's typical mother thing. If her son's in danger, she's gonna sacrifice
Love
herself,
this.
save her kid.
Oh, yeah. He's explodes into fire.
Yes, I mean that is a proper explosion. That needs a guy without a shirt on walking away.
I love
from
that they had their goggles ready. The Frog
Yes.
Brothers. Oh my gosh.
Talking about Duck Dangerously mentioning Anton Yelchin in Friday Night 2011. I have not seen the remake. Could not say. Oh, Grandpa just busting in like the Kool-Aid man there.
He's like the best character.
Yes. Oh, Phil thinks you're a vampire.
Well, because I know so much about them and I'm pale.
Yes.
Well, you'll never know.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, my boys. How much do you think we should charge them?
I always loved that one too.
This
How
is
much
my
should we charge
favorite
for this?
scene.
Yes.
Grandpa goes to the fridge, pulls out a beer, and then he says,
Here. Tell you what, here's what I'm gonna do. We're right at the end. We won't get kicked off for 10 seconds. Let me mute that. Let's turn this up a bit.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
all the damn vampires. Like Grandpa knew about them, had his suspicions, told nobody. How many times did he see his grandson doing suspicious stuff? Like there was that one point where they first brought in Star and Laddie, and they're carrying their bodies up the stairs. And Grandpa comes in and complains about them like borrowing his car.
Yeah, you know the rule about when you take the car without asking permission and filling it up with gas? No, Grandpa. Now you do. It's-
And he just leaves and they're like, okay.
yeah.
You're not gonna ask about the bodies in our arm? Okay.
Nope. He's like, it's just kids being kids. He's not. He's probably too high at the moment. As you know, that's what you're led to believe, at least. Oh, but yeah, someone else said it here. Yes, Daniel, perfect ending. It really is. You know, you get a nice line that sticks with you, all the damn vampires, and it just fades to black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Grandpa didn't want to get locked up. Yeah, have the nice young men in their clean white coats show up and take him away. But yeah, I love this movie. There's not enough to say about it. It's fun to watch. It's engaging. It's perfectly edited. There's no dead scenes. I actually had a tough time trying to, put together just a handful of scenes for us to go over here that wasn't just the whole movie. Like I think the first one, when I had cut all the scenes I wanted to do together initially, was like, I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes out of like an hour and 40-minute movie. Like I skipped a
Wow.
couple of scenes. Yeah, it was like, okay, let me take this one out. We can lose this one, but it's a cool scene. No, we can lose it. So there's no dead scenes. Everything needs to be there for you to get the full story. The acting is pretty solid all the way through. I think that Jamie Gertz, who plays Star, she has a couple of moments that aren't perfect. I think she's had better roles in other movies, but overall,
She
solid
played it
acting.
pretty like flat, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But overall, this is just a fun one. I love watching. Just about every year in October, I watch this movie because I do the 31 Days of October challenge. So I'm watching 31 movies this month, and got to throw this in there at some point in time. In fact, last night I did another one of my shorts. If you guys haven't seen yet, on this channel, so once we're done with the stream here, you can go to the main page on the channel, and you'll see I have a playlist for it, and it should be in the feed for recently released videos. I've been putting out shorts for all of the movies I've watched this year, so you should go check those out after this stream, though.
Do it.
Yes.
Sorry. That was a really big yawn.
Oh, it's all good. All good. You have sick excuse this
I
week.
do, man. I made myself go to work because I was like, I need spending money for Orlando.
Yeah.
I got everything like paid for, but like, was like, oh, food and
Hmm.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna
Ubers.
want some
Be taking a
pocket
lot of
cash.
Ubers everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are they saying? I just saw something about our bigot in chief. Oh, they're talking about. Nope.
They're talking about
Ryan Kinnell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite part of the movie is the opening sequence. The opening sequence is great. I agree, but I had to pick something. Something had to go. So I skipped straight to, when after the concert. Let's see.
What am I supposed to do, Daniel?
Something about a gilded or some sort of server.
I don't know. Daniel's just saying do it, and I don't know what he's saying do it to.
Yeah, not sure. Let's see. If Megan tries pulling a Megan Fox on me, I'm using Steven as a human shield. So if you try
You are right to not trust me, Phil. You are right.
I mean, being a vampire is not all that bad. I mean, you can't go out in the sunlight.
Youthful and young forever.
Yeah, exactly. I might like, if you're supposed to be youthful and young, and like the vampires are always like very, good looking, I might like automatically lose 20 pounds. That would be awesome.
Automatic 6-pack.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, as long as I don't sparkle
Flawless
in the sunlight.
Skin, just perfection immediately.
Yes.
That is some of the lore. Like all your scars are healed, and so
Yeah, because like even in this, his hand gets bit by the dog, and then after the sex scene, he takes the thing off, and his hand's completely healed again. Let's see. Fire is saying, love Ryan. He comes across as an ass, but seems to be a genuinely good guy. I like that he isn't afraid to really lean into the role of heel. I've met Ryan in person. He's a cool dude.
He's actually really nice in person, because I met him too. He was like one of the first people to come up and say hi to me. He and Jay at the Dallas meetup. Yeah, they're super nice. Like, he was really obviously Jay's nice, but like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, Ryan. I was like, oh yeah, he's just this whole persona,
Well, it's when you get on here, you get online, you kind of have to be on, and people get people get used to a particular persona. I won't say he's not being fake for sure.
No.
It's just him turned up to 11. That's what he is 100%. Online.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Binary is just saying we should have a Discord or Gilded server.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's too many social medias to keep up with, guys.
Yeah, there's so many. One day, maybe. Right now, it's just trying to get the content out is the main thing. Especially with making the shorts every day. I'm focused on trying to get those out. Oh, does that make me a wizard because I'm old?
Oh.
Man, I just had a birthday too.
Aww.
Oh, and you had Ryan on your channel once. That's cool. Yeah, he's definitely a cool dude. He does play the character ever since the Batman review. I don't know. I think he was already he already had that persona, not persona, but he already had that character sort of built up before the Batman review.
I'm sure he's turned up the notch even higher though since then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Not enough good white people in the movie or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. Let's see. Yes, Jay is definitely a nice guy. Met him twice, but the second time was very brief. And also Gina Carano was there, so it's like, oh, hey, Jay, nice to meet you again. That's Gina Carano. So, yeah, he kind of got pushed to the side.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he definitely leans into it. Can't blame him.
He knows what sells. It sells.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's been very successful doing that, so, definitely lean into it. Yeah. Yeah, they're all cool dudes. I met I met most of the Geeks and Gamers guys. Didn't get to meet any of the Nerdrotics people. That's part of what I'm looking forward to in Orlando. Mostly, I'm looking forward to meeting some of the people I've actually met here in person. You know, people I know online, because I know you'll be there. I'm hoping Ords makes it there. Not sure yet. I don't know if he's locked it down or not. Wait, whose cousin?
What?
She is his cousin.
Who is she and who is he?
Yeah. I need specifics here.
Come on, Heron. Give us the gossip.
Yeah. Oh, Phil, you're going to be down at Orlando too?
Are you
Very
there, Phil?
cool.
In Orlando?
I hope so. That would be cool. Don't think Ords is coming? That's too bad. I did get to meet Ords last time I was in Orlando, though. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought Ords was going to be, like, not particularly short, but I thought he was going to be shorter than me. And no, he's a little bit taller than me. I don't think that Gina is actually Jay's cousin. I think that's... No. I think they just say that.
They might just say that.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually related. Because I feel like if you had an actual cousin who was famous, like from the beginning of your YouTube career, you would be like leaning on that. You'd be calling them up like, "Hey, cuz, like you're
Come
coming
on my live
channel."
stream." Yeah.
I would.
I mean, that's
definitely
quite
would
the rumor to be spreading around, though. Whoever started that rumor.
Right? You know what it may be.
I would like to hear more about it.
I think I know what it may be. I think it may be there to dissuade some of the shippers, you know, the people who try to ship Gina and Jay. And like, I think she's like married or has like a solid beau. And
Right,
Jay's definitely like, I believe he's been with the same girl for a while now. So that might be what it is.
It's possible.
Let's see. Ryan's your favorite? Yep. Yeah, it's for all y'all weebs and waifus to Alaska Man Jeff and Fear the Beardo. Okay, I am not versed in some of this lingo here.
Alaska Man Jeff and Fear the Beardo are hardcore G&G FNT fans. They're always in the chats.
Okay.
On people's Twitch streams, yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately have not been able to catch any FNTs recently. I'm always like prepping for this when FNT's on, unfortunately. I should do some catching up though, you know, watch them like the next day or something.
I often do it on Saturdays. Like, while I'm doing housework.
Yeah.
I just have it on in the background so I can hear. And then if I hear something interesting, I'll like stop and like watch. But you can just put it on like a podcast in the background for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I also won't lie, like the past couple I have been able to watch, I'm not interested in even talking about the Rings of Power.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Rings of Power She-Hulk stuff. And I feel like I've heard a lot of it, so I can't wait until they get bored of that subject.
Like, look, I can't blame them.
Subject. I mean, they're making bank on it, for sure they are.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense that they're still on it.
Yeah, I think last Friday I hopped on for just a minute. I think they had like 15K people in there. So if it's working, do it. Lean into it. Like I'm not blaming them or anything. It's just I'm not interested in talking about Rings of Power or She-Hulk. Like I just kind of like it when it could be any other subject. Just pick a subject and talk about it and then move on to another one like the show had been for a long time. That's what I would prefer to see. Let's see. If there's someone claiming to be Binary Recoil, they're scamming you. Will not be leaving Tennessee. Gotcha.
Good
Phil will not be making it this year. Would have gotten a long ass hug. Yes. Anything more than 10 seconds is creepy, bro.
Steven's counting.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Even more than 5 is kind of creepy. Let's be honest.
Let's see. First or second cousin, because okay. I'm related to someone who was on The Bachelor twice. So they became a bachelor again.
Oh, maybe they just didn't make it through the first time.
Maybe. I don't know what the rules of The Bachelor are. I've never watched it.
I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. Hey,
Not my
cuz, you
thing.
remember when you were a kid and I didn't snitch? How about you come on my podcast now? Yes. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm. Some of this is going a bit over my head. Yeah, look, like we were saying, Firefox. Yeah, get that grift. Not gonna blame them for doing that. Totally cool. I get it. If it happened here and we talked about She-Hulk or something like that and I wasn't too interested in it, I'd lean into it for at least as long as it lasted. It's get it while you can. Just I'm not interested in hearing them talk about it. And yes, the nose is the number one grifter.
Oh man.
Yes, 10 seconds is the longest Phil will hug anyone. Any longer would be weird if it wasn't weird before. I think you're right. 5 seconds already is a bit weird. You do the hug, tap, tap, let go.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Yep. And you can even say pat, pat, and it's acceptable. Let's see. It was on Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh.
Couldn't sit through a single episode. Not even for your cousin. Man. Phil, you can hug Heron as long as you want.
There you go, Phil.
Let's see. Rackets is slacking. He has about a dozen avenues he's not exploiting.
Right.
There's only so much you can do. 3 seconds with a sniff or a 10-second hug, which is weirder? So my wife actually, she's got a thing with scents. She likes her scents. And when we met Patrick Stewart, she straight up sniffed Patrick Stewart.
No.
Yes. When we were getting our picture taken, like after the smile click and everything, she just leaned over and just very slightly leaned over and
That's so funny.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, we have some votes. Yeah, the sniff. That's the weirdest.
Weirder. All right.
Let's see. Tried for your cousin, but wanted to curse the dudes who were with her. Okay, yeah. I get that. I definitely get that. Yeah, if a close family member is even just dating an a-hole, you're like, I don't like that dude. I don't want to be around him. Luckily, so far, knock on wood, my cousins have all married solid dudes. And my sisters are too young for that. If someone's trying to marry one of my sisters, they're gonna go to prison first off. They are way too young for that.
Them.
It's pretty sure they'd have to worry about my dad first.
Mm.
Yeah, he's not gonna play around with that. Imagine that Patrick Stewart smells like nice cologne. He had a very slight, not very strong, a very light cologne smell to him, but he did smell just a little bit like Earl Grey.
Wow.
Yep, just a little bit like Earl Grey. It was there. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
RAF scents sort of got me into more scents. Bought way too many colognes recently. Sorry. I don't know if that's the one she uses, but yeah, she's on one of those. She regularly orders samples of different perfumes and colognes and the like.
Do perfumes.
I like the musky ones personally. I can't stand floral.
I don't like anything. I like when my hair smells good. I'm like, okay, that gives me a nice scent if my hair smells good. And then I'm good.
Oh, you know what? I might try that. When she's in a bad mood, put a pot of water on the stove, just add cinnamon and boil it. Sniffers
what is that supposed to do?
I think it's kind of like a potpourri. I think it just puts the scent into the air. We also have a buttload of candles. We have scented candles galore in this house. In fact, we had to get rid of some recently because we had too many.
Aw, Advent
Oh,
Wrath.
hey, Advent Wrath.
I'm sorry you missed it. It's okay.
Yep, all good. You can catch it on the replay. I think we're winding down here. Probably gonna sign off not too long. We've gotten to the point where we're talking about sniffing people and things. So it's I
That's when you
feel
know
like
it's time to wrap things up.
yeah. Let's see. I like smells, but have never sniffed a stranger or anyone I wasn't in a relationship with. It's really weird.
It's
You
true.
got to try and be sneaky about it. That's the trick. Oh, and apparently Taco Sensei is back on.
Oh, what's he doing now?
Yeah. Let's see. I think Phil had one that. Oh. When mom's in a bad mood, either give her a Snickers or just say, "Yes, you're so right." Smart. Smart.
Oof.
Like a woman on prom night, Advent Wrath was passed out.
Oops.
Shit.
Sorry, I snorted.
Hey, Snickers work on Heron as well. I like a good Snickers. Nothing wrong with that. You know, playing football like Abe Vigoda, you got to eat a Snickers. Let's see, actually, that was a lie. Had the sniffles and sniffed someone. It was awkward, but they smelled nice.
I'm glad they smelled nice for you.
Yes. It would definitely be bad if you smell someone and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Have you tried deodorant? Like, I'm not saying antiperspirant. Avoid the stuff with the aluminum in it. You know, that stuff's bad for you, but deodorant would be nice. Let's see. Phil wants to know, would Snickers work on a cranky Megan?
I can't have milk chocolate, Phil, because I'm lactose intolerant.
Man, you can't have anything.
I can't have anything.
Yeah.
I can have dark chocolate. Okay? Dark chocolate.
Personally, I prefer dark chocolate.
Yeah,
so.
organic, like 75% organic dark chocolate. Like sea salted caramel or something.
Fire saying, have you heard of a shower or at least walking into a pond? Yes. Yes, celiacs and lactose intolerant. Man.
Welcome to my life. The pizza I was eating before we started our stream was cauliflower crust and it had goat cheese on it. Because I can have small amounts of goat cheese. Yeah.
I've had the cauliflower crust before because my mom has celiacs. So anytime I go down there, it's no gluten in the house. Like I don't even bring it into the home. Like if I go out and buy something that I'm gonna bring back home, I like set it somewhere far away from the kitchen so it doesn't get in there. Because even just like setting bread on the counter and then making something in that area will get to her. So,
she's really bad then. I'm not that bad.
Yeah, she's really bad. But yeah, the cauliflower crust isn't bad at all.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've had chickpea crust as well, actually. It's pretty good. And it's a little bit thicker and chewier.
Yeah.
Because cauliflower crust is just like thin crust pizza. I guess it's kind of just crunchy.
Yeah. Let's see. It was referring to Heron's comment about me being late. Oh, yes. Alcohol and planning do not go well together. That they do not. Okay, so would sea salted caramel work on a cranky Megan?
As long as it's dark chocolate, because dark chocolate has minimal milk in it.
Well, he's talking about sea salted caramel. So just caramel, no chocolate.
It's got to have chocolate, Phil.
Gotta have chocolate. Yeah, chocolate's the best. Chocolate is the best. Let's see. Had a friend who was lactose intolerant. Oh man, Crohn's is the worst. I had a buddy with Crohn's. There's nothing like a Crohn's fart. They clear a building. And they can't help it. Like their guts are just messed up. Made jalapeno peppers. He was locked in the bathroom for a full day. I bet. Poor
dude.
Yeah. Advent gonna be so hungover. Yep, been there before. The key is to drink lots of water. That's best thing you can do to avoid a hangover. Most of the hangover is from either too much sugar from what you were drinking or dehydration. So chug some water. That's the key. But yeah, did you have any like final thoughts on the movie?
Honestly, I didn't.
Okay.
Do you
Well,
have any of your deep thoughts for us, Steven?
I do not. I do not. I normally try to. This one is just a great movie.
It
It's a
really
good
is.
movie. It's, tale of two brothers trying to uh, if anything, I would say it's sort of allegorical for like dealing with teen angst and hormones and all of that stuff. But really it's just a fun film. It's just a great thing to watch. I recommend it for pretty much everybody. So you got to give it a watch. Oh, let's see. Lost Boys' Advent's favorite vampire movie ever. One day gonna grow a mullet, dye it blonde, and drive a motorcycle on a beach at night. Yes.
Pretend I'm a vampire. Do it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, talking about the friend he gave jalapenos to. Yeah, I feel like
That's
you should
true.
just tell people. I have Crohn's. I have a very particular diet that I
Mhm.
have to stick to.
It is hard though, like to like what I mean. If somebody offers me something that I can't have, I'll refuse it. But I hate when people are like, "Let's go to a restaurant or come over for dinner," and I have to be like, "Well, actually,
Mhm.
how about we don't do dinner?" Because then I feel bad. I'm like, "Yeah, basically, I can't eat anything."
Yep.
And then it get freaks them out, and like they don't know. Yeah.
And you don't want them to be upset because like you feel like you're being rude by saying like I
Mhm.
literally can't eat that. Like
Yeah.
I will. Have you ever had IBS? Because I will if I eat that. It's yeah. Yeah, I don't have the dietary issues, but I've known a lot of people who do. So I try to be nice about it. Like if I have friends with dietary issues, I won't force them to go anywhere and eat. I'll just be like, "Hey, totally cool. You don't want to have the food I'm cooking? Like no harm, no foul."
Mhm.
In fact, I would feel worse if I forced my friends to eat food that I made and then it made them sick.
I mean, I'd rather someone tell me they just can't have it. You
Yeah.
know.
Let's see. Way too trash for that. Yeah. But yeah, this has been a good one.
It's been
Another good
fun.
movie.
It's been fun
Yes.
chat.
Yes. And
A wonderful
next
chat. Excuse me.
trying to think. So next week is we'll be doing just chatting. Not sure about what. Maybe we'll just chat for an hour or so. See where the
What's
topics
next
go.
Friday? It's the. Is that the
Next,
Friday before?
that's the Friday before the
Before
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yes.
Yeah, because then we'll be in Orlando on the 28th.
Me as well. I definitely. So yeah, the weekend of the 28th, not this next weekend, but the following. I don't think either of us would be able to do anything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because I will be spending time with the family, doing my parents want to do an anniversary thing for the wife and I. So
Steven got married on Halloween, guys.
yes, I did. Yes, I did. Had a Halloween themed wedding and everything. There were bats and spider webs all over the place. She wore a black dress. All of it.
Pretty cool.
We even had a black cat show up at the wedding. A little black kitten
Oh.
showed up at the wedding. Yes, and my mother-in-law kept the cat and named her Pumpkin.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's adorable.
Live stream from Orlando. I am planning on doing some sort of live stream from Orlando. I might do it during the Geeks and Gamers meetup for just probably a little bit because I'm probably going to be talking to people and meeting them. Not sure what I'll be able to do because I'll be hanging out with like my parents on Friday, and I don't think they want to be on the stream. So,
Yeah.
oh, dog was born on
Oh,
Halloween.
wow.
Nice. So was she crying because she thought she was marrying Obi-Wan Kenobi and had to settle for this? I don't
Wait,
think
were
I
you
look
dressed
that
up
much
as
like.
Obi-Wan Kenobi when you proposed? Weren't you two
No,
dressed up? Didn't you say
no.
you were like?
She was dressed up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she was dressed up like Lydia from Beetlejuice.
Good.
And she was also having a very bad day. So she came into the house.
Aw.
Yeah. So she was having to pass out candy to kids, which she doesn't like kids, but she was trying to promote her business at the time, which
Oh my
she was
gosh.
very early on going from being a a contract worker working for another person who owned the place where she worked to being an independent contractor, to where she had to take care of everything herself. So she was trying to like advertise herself by handing out candy outside of the storefront. And, you know, it's Halloween. She's all dressed up. She doesn't like kids. So she had a very bad day doing that. So she walks in, immediately grabs a bottle of tequila, like right off the counter, grabs a bottle of tequila. And I'm like, hey, you got to come outside. I want to tell you something. So I can propose to her outside. And yes, she was dressed up like Lydia. And it very much improved her night.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. It's the way she puts it, the relationship was getting to the point where every time I kneeled down to tie my shoes, she thought it was like happening.
She was like, anytime now. Get it together, Stephen.
Yes. Any day now, it's okay. This isn't I'm projecting my thought into your brain. Oh, we got a new game. Drink every time Megan snorts. Heron's counting. We're up to 7.
Oh, what? I've snorted 7 times? What?
Let's see. Snort count. Oh, Advance is at 11. Oh, wait, not what you meant. Yeah, not the right kind.
Oh, man.
Yeah, been great having all you guys here in the chat.
You guys are fun.
Man, yeah, you guys were going wild tonight. You guys were talking about Vampire the Masquerade and Morrowind and all sorts of stuff this evening. Yeah, great having you guys here, and it's always great to see you guys talking to each other in the chat too. I do notice, I just can't always pull them up. Yeah, what do you have going on?
I don't know if this Sunday if I'm going to do a comic book review or just do like another live stream. And then Monday is Manga Mondays, and I'm finishing up the first issue of Demon Slayer. And then Wednesday I'm reviewing Izum. Yeah. And then Thursday Weebs and Waifus, and Friday here.
Nice. Hey, you've got a full schedule.
Yeah, I do.
Just about, yeah. Well, very nice. Very good.
What are you up to, Steve?
I am, let's see, Sunday, probably going to be on Ords for the Sunday morning podcast, which is noon for me. Then Tuesday, be over on my buddy Drew's channel, Supreme Heretic, for United Resistance. And then back here Friday, and every single day coming up. I haven't released the one for tonight yet, but shortly, sometime before midnight, I will be releasing today's short for my 31 Days of Horror. Tonight is Gerald's Game. So yes, if you want a 60-second review of the Stephen King adaptation Gerald's Game, this channel sometime this evening. But I have 14 others I've put out. 13 others I've put out. We're on day 14.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, please give those a watch, because they've been doing fairly well. I'm actually pretty happy with how they've turned out.
They all look pretty good. Firefox has to leave. He's gonna go simp for taco.
Hey, all good, Firefox. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yep, we support simping here. All good. But yeah, everybody, hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. I know I am. I don't have to work tomorrow, which is always nice.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, bye, everyone.
See you guys.
No. He's looking at you, kid.
Goodbye, Boo.
Kitty.
Kitty has to go.
I'll see you. Not if I see you first.
Hello.
Grandpa? Maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As you wish.